So in this video, we'll work on the fourth question, using the data to construct the scatter plot and answer the question, what is the relationship between the GPA and ACT, and what is the coefficient of determination, and how to interpret the coefficient of determination. So first, after you download the data, so you will find that on the second page of your file is called example 2 GPA ACT. So you just use this data. So we have two columns. The first column is ACT score and the second column is GPA. So the ACT you will know it before you enter the college, and the GPA is for the freshman year's GPA. So obviously, you can use the ACT score to predict the GPA in your freshman year in the college. So the GPA will be your y variable, dependent variable. It depends on the ACT score. So how can we construct the scatter plot? First, click the Data tab and select the Data Analysis. So now you can see this window again. Now he is very familiar. It's very familiar to you. So before you use the histogram and the descriptive statistic, now in order to construct the scatter plot, we need to use the one called regression. So you click regression and click OK. So again, in this window, we have two areas, input area and output area. For the input area, is tell the Excel where is your data. So the input y range is tell the people which one is your y variable. So the y variable is the GPA. So that is the second column. And here we totally have 121. We have 120 data. So what you need to do is either choose all of the data, or you can just type in. So it's B1 to B121. So for your input X range, which is first column, so that is A1 to A121. Since both columns, including the first row, which is the label for each column, so you need to check the labels. So we finished the input area. Now we move to the output area. First, you can place your result in a new page. So let's name it scatter plot. And then you need to choose line fit plot. So try to remember what I showed in the class. We have the scatter plot, and every time I will show you a trend line to tell. The trend line will tell us the relationship between X and Y, obviously. So now after you select the line fit plot, so you've done, you just click OK. So now you can find, we have one more new page, it's called the scatter plot. So we just created. And in this worksheet, you will find many data and descriptions. So far you don't need to worry about this area. You don't need to worry about this area. So the only thing we care is about this scatter plot. So let me enlarge it a little bit. So now we have the blue dot, which is our scatter. But we also have the red dot. What's that? So it's that predicted GPA. So we don't need it. So we can select one of the red dots and right-click your mouse. Delete series. So now we only have the blue dot in this scatter plot. But the ideal case, we hope we can have a trend line and have the linear equation and the coefficient of determination. So how can we add the trend line, the equation, and the coefficient of determination into this graph? So what you need to do is select the blue dot and right-click your mouse. So after you right-click your mouse, you can see those options and choose Add Trend Line. So after you click Add Trend Line, you don't need to change the trend type because the default setting is linear. That is what we want. So the only thing you need to add is the display equation on chart and the display R² value on chart. So try to remember what we've learned in the class. We use the lowercase r² for the determination, correlation determination. So for the Excel, they use R, the uppercase R square to label the correlation of determination. So now you've done, you can close this window. So now you can see in this scatter plot, we have a trend line here, and also we have an equation and the R², which is the determination, the correlation of determination. So that is what we want. So now let's look at the question again. So the question asks you, what is the relationship between the GPA and ACT? And what is the coefficient of determination? How to interpret it? So if you look at what so we have the trend line going upward. So it's telling us the GPA and ACT score, they have the direct relationship, which means the higher ACT score, the higher GPA should be. And also in the same time, we find that R², which is the correlation of determination, is 0.0726. It's equivalent to, say, 7.26%. So how can we interpret it? So in the class, I mentioned that the correlation of determination means how many percentage of variation in y is explained by x. So to apply that to this special example, we can see the 7.6% variation in GPA is explained by ACT score. So that is how we interpret the correlation of determination.